I was kind of panicked when I saw that I was going to be the keynote speaker. I've never been a keynote speaker before. I've listened to a lot of good keynote speeches, but I've never been one. So I had my legislative assistant to get in contact with the Times to, number one, find out what do you want me to talk about, and number two, how long should I talk? And so Doug Ross gave me a call and told me, he says, well, we want you to talk about how you reach across the aisle to get legislation done, and we just want you to talk maybe about 15 minutes would be fine. So I thought about it for a while, and I said, that's not what I found out when I Googled keynote speakers. When I Googled keynote speakers, it said you spoke for about 45 minutes and you made about $20,000 to $35,000. So taking all that into consideration, I really am not your keynote speaker for today. Seriously. Now, working in politics can be perceived as an unpleasant experience. But I want to convey to you this afternoon that this does not need to be the case, and that more times than not, the perception is not in line with reality. I made a concerted effort during this is my 35th year, to resolve the problems facing the district and this region, and the state as a whole without evoking partisan differences. There may be a time and a place for these differences to come to the surface, but at the end of the day, there are still things that need to be accomplished. The necessary work cannot be completed if you or I, your colleagues, cannot trust each other enough to work for the betterment of the state. To kind of emphasize the point, I want to draw your attention to a favorite pastime of those in the Indiana General Assembly, which is critiquing Washington, D.C. The gridlock that has gripped the federal government over very simple tasks is causing serious issues throughout the nation. This does not have to be the case. This is not how we conduct ourselves in Indianapolis. During the 2016 session of the Indiana General Assembly, 216 bills were sent to the governor for final consideration. Of those, 127, or 59% of the bills, were passed unanimously by the Senate. Compare this to the United States Congress, and I think I saw Mark Lopez. This does not include Peter Viscoski. Yeah, okay. Compare this to the United States Congress, where only 146 bills have become law since the beginning of the year, and listen to this: 17 have been to name or rename a post office. While we in Indianapolis, our citizen legislature did the following. We worked out a compromise on road funding. We changed the emphasis on standardized testing in schools. We found funding to encourage teachers to enter into the profession. We created a study on food deserts. We worked to make overdose prevention prescriptions readily available, and much more, and all of this done in a 10-week session. Seriously, it has been an honor for me to serve the public. I'm proud of my accomplishments. My hope is that for those who follow in my footsteps, regardless of party, remember the power of negotiations and compromise. Only through working together can progress continue to move our communities forward. And I always end my speeches with the words of my shero, Shirley Chisholm, who said, "Service is the rent you pay for living on this earth. Let's all pay rent. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll work on that 25,000. We'll figure that out. Take care.